Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Animation Edition, Season 9. This is Episode 9. We're coming to the near the end of Season 9, and we have with us returning from previous season. She's a familiar face to the game show, animation lover, animation blogger, film critic, Rotten Tomato certified, and everything. Miss Rachel Wagner, how are you?
Yeah, we go way back. Can you believe it? All the way back to 2014.
Yes, speaking you were actually the first contestants I had on this game show when I started it. But I remember the first time I saw your blog was when you were doing the canon
Yes.
rewatch and the Alice in Wonderland. I think that was the
Was that the first?
first post of yours I remember.
Yeah, because I tore my MCL on my knee and I was immobile and I had always wanted to review the canon. And when I originally set up my website, I called it 54 Disney Reviews because that was all
Yes.
I was going to do. I was just going to review. At the time, there were 54 films in the canon, so that's what I was going to do. And then I just ended up really enjoying it, so I kept doing it.
Yeah, and I've been following you ever since. And now you're on YouTube. Now
It's
you're
wild.
you're going to movie premieres and everything, and you're on the social media. You're making it. We're all proud of you.
I'm trying. I'm I'm doing my best attempt at it.
I was going to ask you to introduce yourself for anyone who wasn't familiar with you, but I think you kind of pretty much summed it all up right there.
Yeah, film critic, podcaster, just enjoy films and theater. Now I've added that to my repertoire in the last 2 years, so that's fun.
Yes, that's the you've. I like how you you make what's the word, document uh, every performance that you go see, and
It's
you've done like hundreds, over 100 in the
yeah,
past
I
year, right?
just well, so after once things got back open after the pandemic, this is April 2021. At that point, Broadway was still closed for another year, but we were open locally, a lot of the theaters, and I was just determined to support him as much as possible. So I started going to at least a show every week, most of the time, two, three a week. And then I actually then started writing for Utah Theater Bloggers Association, and then I became a member of the American Theater Critics Association, and so it just kind of became this other thing that I, I go to either a movie screening or a show, a production almost every single night, and so that's why was hard planning this because I just don't have that many evenings free. But I love it. I mean, it's a happy problem to have.
No, it is. I appreciate you taking the time to make this evening free for for this
Yeah.
episode.
I'm terrified.
No need to be
For the first
terrified.
time, this the Flintstones question.
Ever since that episode, she's been thinking about that.
No, ever. I
But
never can look at Fred and
Flintstones,
Wilma the same since I didn't know the name of their stupid Elks Lodge.
you remember it now? Just the order of water buffaloes.
Like, who knows that? What?
Thinking back, if I would redo that, I would put that question higher. But that was my
Okay,
first episode. I was starting out. You can't blame me.
good.
And like I said, this you've been on this game show before. This is your fifth appearance, but your last appearance was in season 6, so it's been a while since you've been back
Yeah, been a
on.
while.
And for anyone else who's new to this is a 12-question multiple choice game show about anything even remotely related to the field of animation. As long as Rachel keeps getting questions right, she goes higher up the ladder. Once she gets one wrong, that's the end of the game, and she leads with last from a point from the last safe haven. She has 3 lifelines to help her, 50-50, gets rid of 2 wrong answers. A phone a friend if she chooses. She can call someone for help or an ask the expert. This season, our expert is Mr. Stanford Clark, a movie crew critic, movie reviewer, podcaster, and pretty much does podcasts with Rachel Wagner. So she's very familiar with
Yes.
him, and he won the game show last season. I've asked him all the questions this season, so she can see how he answered, decide if she wants to go with that or not. And if she gets to 32,000 points, she'll get the fourth lifeline, a double dip, which gives her 2 chances at answering a question. Since we've already had not just one, but 2 millionaires this season, there is no round two. So Rachel is her goal. She's just trying to get to that million and win the game and win that $100 Amazon gift card. Phew.
Amazing. Yeah, I know Stanford would have been my phone a friend, but
That's what I thought.
alas,
Well,
he's.
hey, this is pretty much works this way around. So, Rachel, unless you have any questions, are you ready to play Millionaire?
I'm ready.
She is ready. Fifth time. Here we go. Can you see my screen?
Yes, now I can.
All right. Let me just make it big. There we go. This is your ladder of points. Remember, the yellow ones are your benchmarks. Once you get to those, you can't lose them no matter what. And everybody else, this is Stanford Clark. Check out his blog at Movies Past and Present, as well as the Animation and Fascination podcast, which he's a part of. And you can pause the video to read this, but we're going to start the game with 500 points. Rachel, let's go. What profession is Lightning McQueen employed in the animated 2006 Pixar film Cars? Is it racing, farming, fishing, or cooking?
I'd like to see Lightning McQueen cook. I go for A, racing.
Nothing's filed to say final answer. Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
Well, I don't know. Is it cooking actually? Your answer is correct. Good job. I feel if he was cooking, he would probably I don't know, like grill the burgers on top of his cylinders or something.
I guess
like
they
that.
do have that. They eat the sushi in
yeah.
Cars 2.
Cars 2, I forgot about that. Yeah. Are you a Cars fan overall of the franchise?
It's fine.
It's fine.
I like them better than some of these more recent ones, which is
definitely.
Controversial.
No, yeah, definitely. I would agree. Cars is better than a lot of some of the later Pixar fare, but I actually like Cars 2 a lot, and it's a guilty pleasure. I think it's because Michael Caine is in it. I think that helps me like it a lot.
It's beautiful. It is really beautiful, and it's nutty.
It is.
It gives me more joy than some of these recent ones.
No, definitely.
That were just kind of like I'm bored.
You and I share share a hatred for Turning Red, which is a movie I don't hate a lot of movies, so the fact that this movie made my hate list, like that's saying something.
I don't know if I'd say I hated it, but I didn't like it, and I would be very curious for you to watch Ruby Gillman, because to me at least, I thought Ruby Gillman was tackling the same themes but did it way better. I thought that the mother character was way more nuanced and better written, and I thought Ruby was a more interesting character, and I thought the conflict was better, and I just liked it way better.
It's
So if you see that, let me know what you think.
I will. I definitely will. It's definitely on my list of things to see. That movie, I feel I don't even remember when they announced that movie.
I know, it's so weird.
It just came out.
It's just they just gave up on it. They had no hope in it. They didn't even try, which makes me sad.
Explains a lot, but sadly, that's where we are. Okay.
All right.
You're doing amazing. Next one's 1,000 points. I have to remind you, if you get that wrong, you leave with nothing. I don't think that's going to happen, but just to remind you, 1,000 points. Here we go. Which of the following animated films is about a family best described as creepy and kooky, mysterious and spooky, and altogether spooky? Is it the Addams Family, the Jefferson Family, the Madison Family, and the Washington Family?
A, Addams Family. Final answer.
Is it the Addams Family? You're very confident. Your answer is correct. Great job. You have 1,000 points no matter what you do today. The Addams, this movie, the animated, the one that came out in like 2019, this was like my pretty much first intro to the Addams Family, because I hadn't seen the films in the 90s. I hadn't watched the 60s show. The only thing I've seen before them was like they would appear on, your favorite show, the Flintstones.
Yeah.
They would appear like in like
they would? They were on the Flintstones?
There was like one or two like guest appearances on episodes.
Funny.
They were that was the only thing. Besides that, this was my intro to them.
I haven't watched those 90s shows since the 90s, but I remember really enjoying them back then. I haven't rewatched them. This one, I actually didn't mind the first one. The second one was terrible.
Oh, the first one was definitely better. The second one was just weird. Where they went with the Wednesday character and all that.
Yeah.
But no one saw the second one, so there we go. Rachel, you're doing amazing. Let's keep going. 2,000 points.
Thank you.
Don't be scared. You got this. Which of the following animated direct-to-video Disney Toon Studios films has the subtitle Journey to a New World? Is it The Hunchback of Notre Dame 2, Cinderella 2, The Lion King 2, or Pocahontas 2?
Pocahontas 2. Final answer.
You're just whizzing through these. Your answer is correct. Have you seen Pocahontas 2? I haven't seen this one yet.
Oh yeah,
No,
no,
sorry.
it's
I
terrible.
have seen it, but it was bad. Yes, that's what it
It
was.
was terrible.
This leads me to a question like between the period of time when we were getting these direct to video animated sequels and the period that we're in now where we're getting these live action remakes of animated
Uh-huh.
films, which of the two do you prefer?
Oh my gosh. That's a tough question.
It is. I think for me, I kind of prefer the animated direct to video sequels because even though most of them were terrible, like I didn't feel offended by their existence. I feel with the remix, some of
And they
them are
didn't
just
like put
they didn't put
most of them
down
didn't like
animation.
put down
Correct.
the um I guess just I actually didn't mind this recent Little Mermaid, so maybe I'm feeling high on them, but still, even so, I think just because of Cinderella 3 and the Lion King 1.5,
Okay.
the one with Timon and Pumbaa,
Yeah.
that one's pretty funny. The Stitch movies aren't that bad. Um, I mean, and just I just prefer animation.
Yeah.
There's some terrible. I mean, that Hunchback of Notre Dame too. Whew.
Cinderella too. Yeah. There are some whoppers out there.
Yeah, it's bad.
So I guess with both of them, you get your good and your bad. But at least
But
I can't.
Cinderella 3 is solid.
That's what I heard. I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
My favorite ones are I like Aladdin and King of Thieves a lot, and I like Lion King 2. Those are like my two favorite of the direct to
Yeah,
video ones.
I like the parody nature of the 1.5.
Okay,
I
yeah.
think it's fun.
It was funny, yeah. That wasn't bad either.
Yeah.
All right, Rachel, you're doing amazing. You still have all your lifelines. 5,000 points. Let's keep going. The live action animated 2023 Disney short, Once Upon a Studio, was inspired by which of the following anniversaries? Is it the 100th anniversary of the Walt Disney Company, the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World, the 60th anniversary of Disneyland, or the 120th birthday of Walt Disney?
I would say A, final answer.
A final answer. Is that correct? Your answer is correct.
Are you excited for this
I am
one?
so excited. Like I feel they said there's going to be over 400 Disney animated Disney characters appearing in this, and I can just imagine they get them from all of the Disney canon films,
I
and
mean, it
maybe
makes me mostly excited, but like a tiny bit nervous that it
what
could
they would do
just
with
be
it.
too much.
Oh, too much. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, just like I don't really have that much interest in watching Disney pat themselves on the back and be like, look how great we are, you know.
I, I guess
But
for me, like I like it as a tribute, and it reminds me a lot of. Do you remember when Disney had when it was they were going to make the 60th film, I think, in the canon, or the 50th, I can't remember, and it
yeah.
was going to be like the search for Mickey Mouse, and it was going to have Mickey Mouse. It was going to have like Basil and Baker Street try to find Mickey
Oh,
Mouse and and they'll visit like a character from each of the previous canon films. So this and then that got scrapped. So I feel this is like the next best thing to that.
like it'll probably be awesome. But there's just like the side, just that tiny little bit of me that's like, this
Hesitant.
just feels like a lot.
Well, we'll see when it comes out. And I think I also like it because
Fingers crossed.
Bertie Mattinson is in it, and he sadly recently passed away. So this is his like
Oh yeah, yeah.
this will be his like last thing that he did.
That's true.
So we'll see how it is. Let me know your thoughts when you see. I'm sure you'll see it before I do. So you probably get like a screening or something. All right,
All
Rachel,
right.
you're doing amazing. Let's keep going. Sell all your lifelines, 10,000 points. Who voices the main antagonist, Pitch Black, in the animated 2012 DreamWorks animation film Rise of the Guardians? To Benedict Cumberbatch, Christian Bale, Idris Elba, Jude Law.
The answer is D, Jude Law. Final answer.
Did I make these questions too easy? Or are you just getting lucky your answer?
Just lucky.
Correct. No, you're
I love that movie.
an animation powerhouse. Yeah, no, this is my favorite DreamWorks movie. Yeah, I think even after Puss in Boots 2, this is still my favorite DreamWorks movie.
Oh, Puss in Boots 2 was so good.
Puss in Boots 2 was better than it had any right to be.
Oh, it was such a like it just gave me faith in studio filmmaking again.
because like no one I was asking for a Puss in Boots sequel. I mean, I like for the first one,
Yeah.
fine, it's not bad or anything, but no one expected what we got. Puss in
Yeah.
Boots
No,
2.
it was they tried a million times harder than they needed to, which was just so exciting. It was exhilarating.
It was it, and like you said, it gives hope that we could be in a good age of film animated filmmaking again.
Yeah,
But Rise of the Guardians, I feel, is probably one of their most underrated films. I
for
feel this
sure.
this like plot wise, story wise, animation wise, this is one of their best films they've done, and I don't know why it's not as popular as it was. But
I agree.
anyway,
I
Jude Law was the
completely
Guardian.
agree. And now Ruby Gillman is most underrated.
True, I haven't seen it yet, but I'll trust your judgment on that.
It's
Rachel, you're two away
such a
from.
good family story. I just don't understand.
You should take over the DreamWorks studio. Like, look, people, this is what we have to do.
Okay, my friend just said that he'd be available for phone
Okay,
a friend.
so if you want to use them whenever you can,
Okay.
but you can decide that when we get to there. So 20,000 points. You're two away from the next benchmark. 20,000. Let's go. What is the name of the virtual reality social networking app that appears in the animated Japanese 2021 Studio Chizu film Bell? Is it called You, We, I, or Me?
Shoot.
Take your time. Have you seen Bell?
I've seen it a bunch of times. I even saw it with Amora Hasada. I'm pretty sure it's you.
You have lifelines
Yeah.
if you need, or you can go with your gut. Up to you.
No, I'm gonna go with you. Final answer.
All right, you took some hesitation. How sure are you? Well, we'll see. Your answer is correct. Congratulations. You got to tell me about seeing this movie with the director. What was that
Oh,
like?
it
How
was
the heck did that happen?
unbelievable. I was at Animation is Film. I hadn't hardly seen any movies in the theater for a long time. So that alone, to be like in a crowded theater, and he gets up and he says how much he loved Beauty and the Beast and how he wanted to take his spin on it, and it was just like an electric theater. Everybody was just every choice they made. And I love the movie. I think it is so hopeful about online friendships and online relationships and how they can be this positive force to help rescue each other. And everything usually with the internet is so cynical that it just meant a lot to me. And it was so beautiful. And the music was so great, and absolutely loved it. It
It is a
was
really beautiful movie. I saw it
oh
recently for the first time, and like I describe it as Beauty and the Beast meets Ready Player One. And
yeah, that's fair. I
yeah,
think that's a good
but I love the characters. I love the romance. I love the story. I love the Beauty and the Beast. Like
yeah.
just overall what's the word, like influenced even,
Well, it was like an homage
yeah.
almost.
There was a scene where with the beast in the dragon guy in this movie, he puts he face palms himself when he scares Belle from running away with his castle. It's almost an exact replication of the beast doing it in the Disney film, and I was like, oh, I love that
Yeah.
so much. Did you watch the Japanese version with subtitles, or you watched the English dub?
I think every time I watched it was with the sub, but I
Okay,
can't remember.
yeah,
Definitely in animation's film, it was the sub.
okay. I watched the English dub, but that was also pretty
I might have seen the
pretty
dub. I
good.
can't remember.
I like you're the one who got me into Your Name, and ever since then I've
Yes.
been trying to watch more anime films that aren't Studio Ghibli. So the Bell, I think you're the one who actually brought to
Yes.
mind for Bell. So you're two for two. There we go.
Yes.
Th-
That makes me feel so good.
so
That's, makes you feel like you're not just wasting your time.
no,
You
you're
get
not.
people to see these wonderful films.
So Zume is next on my list. We'll see how that goes.
I think I think you like it. It's
Okay.
definitely a little trippy, a little weird, but I enjoyed it.
Rachel, here the next one's a 32,000 point. If you get that, you have that no matter what. And you'll gain
Okay.
the fourth lifeline. You haven't used any lifelines yet, but let's see how this one is. 32,000. Who voices the adult fox Todd in the animated 1981 Disney canon film The Fox and the Hound? Is it Mickey Rooney, Tony Randall, James Garner, or Walter Matthau?
Ooh, I have no idea.
I'll take your time. You have lifelines.
Maybe I better phone a friend.
Okay, you can phone a friend if you want. So you can go ahead and call them. And
Okay.
when you get to them, you'll have 30 seconds to ask them the question.
Do you need me to share my screen or something, or
Is it possible for you to do that? Or you
I
could
don't
just put them
know.
on speakerphone or
Oh.
something. I'll just get the timer ready.
Oh, hi. So I'm calling in. Can you hear? I'm actually calling my friend Mark here. So the question,
Wait,
can you?
give me a second.
Question is,
Go.
who voices the adult fox Todd in the animated 1981 Disney canon film The Fox and the Hound? A. Mickey Rooney, B. Tony Randall, C. James Garner, or D. Walter Matthau?
15 seconds. Five seconds.
What would you guess?
Time's up. We need
Mickey Rooney, Tony Randall, James Garner, Walter Matthau. Mickey Rooney? Okay, thanks. Okay. Sorry, I couldn't hear him very well.
I gave you a few extra seconds, but yeah. What answer?
I'm gonna
heard Mickey
go.
Rooney.
What's that?
I heard you say Mickey Rooney.
Yeah, he said Mickey Rooney. So I'm gonna go with my friend. I'm gonna go with A. Mickey Rooney. Final answer.
Okay. Is your friend trustworthy? Does he know this answer? Is it Mickey Rooney? Did you get this wrong? That's the end of the game. You got a right to keep going. Rachel, your answer is correct.
I'll tell him.
Good job. Tell your friend congrats. He saved you right there. Yes, it was Mickey Rooney. You have 32,000 points no matter what you do, and you have that double dip lifeline as well. Where does Fox and the Hound rank on your ranking?
It's pretty low. I hate that poem.
Why?
So, but it does have some nice animation. I can't remember exactly where I had it. Somewhere in the 40s, I think.
Okay, fair enough. It's not. I like it, but it's near the bottom at the top for me as well. But I know a lot of people. The scene that everyone remembers is when
The bear.
Well, that too, but also when the widow drops off Todd back into the forest.
Yeah, with the poem.
Yeah, the poem.
Oh,
it doesn't make me cry, but I hear everyone else does. So
I did it at 49 in my last ranking, which is pretty low. I don't know.
Well, there we go. But now you know Mickey Rooney was the voice of Todd,
Yes.
which is interesting because I think at the time Mickey Rooney was like 61. So I think that's probably the oldest, or at least one of the oldest, like actors who voiced like the main character in the Disney film. That wasn't like a villain, like the main protagonist or something. But it's interesting. Rachel, you're 5 away from the million. You have 3 lifelines.
Oh my gosh.
Can we get you there? 64,000. What is the prized treasure that Aladdin's father Kasim seeks to find in the animated 1996 direct-to-video Disney Toon Studios film Aladdin and the King of Thieves? It's the golden fleece of Jason, the bloom of Narcissus, the hand of Midas, or the lock of Medusa.
I thought it was. Oh, I have no idea. So I guess I'll ask the expert.
Okay, so you're gonna ask Stanford.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna.
I know he hates these remake.
We're gonna ask Stanford. Well, let's see what he said. He told me I'm 70% sure the answer is C, hand of Midas.
All right, I'll go with him then. if I get it wrong, I go back to the same spot
That's
anyway. So
final answer.
yes, C, Hand of Midas.
Okay, you weren't sure about this. You went to Stanford. He was 70% sure. It's not the best, but it's pretty high up. Is it correct? Your answer is correct.
Okay.
Thank you, Stanford. You helped us there.
I haven't seen that in a long, long, long time. So
this was the treasure, the Hand of Midas. Anything it touches turns to gold. So Aladdin's father wanted to find that, so he could be rich, and that's pretty much the gist of that story. And that's how he becomes the king of the leader of the 40 thieves and the king of thieves, hence the name. But it's one of my favorite of the direct-to-video sequels.
I know that Morgan and Chelsea love it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And Aladdin and Jasmine finally get married in this one, so that's also another plus. Okay, Rachel, they only have 2 lifelines left, the 50-50 and the double dip, but you're 4 away from the million. Let's see if we can get you there. 125,000. What giant toy pursues the Mitchell family during the mall scene in the animated 2021 Sony animation film, The Mitchells versus the Machines? Is it Furby, Barbie, Teddy Ruxpin, or Cabbage Patch Kid?
A, Furby. Final answer.
As soon as this question came up, you got a big smile on your face, so it's something you knew. And based on
I think this is another one I pushed on you.
Your answer is correct. I think it was as well.
I love this movie.
I think you did inspire me to. I can't remember if you told me like specifically to watch it or like you just.
Oh, it's so good.
But I remember you gushing about it.
I wish that they would take these movies that only got a streaming release and just give them like a weekend, like a Fathom event, maybe, just like a Sunday and a Wednesday or something like that. So that, because I got to see it at Animation as Film, but most people didn't get to see it in the theater. It would be so cool if like Luca, which I also got to see at Animation as Film, but like Luca and Vivo and all these, even though I didn't love Turning Red, I just feel like every film deserves some kind of
showing
national distribution.
Fair enough. I like this film. I do like it. I know everyone loves this film. I do like it, but I know there's a lot of similarities between this film and Ron's Gone Wrong, and between the two, I like Ron's Gone Wrong a lot more. To me, I feel that's a very underrated film. I really love Ron's Gone Wrong.
I enjoyed it,
especially for like a debut film from a brand new animation studio. That's a very good first film to start with. I like it.
Yeah, Stanford and I should do that for Indiana underrated animation. I liked it too. Ron's Gone Wrong.
That'd be good. Yeah, I think that. They both have they're both about similar themes.
It's just
different stories.
Katie being so into movies, just really touched.
Oh yeah, okay. Me. I could see that. Yeah, you can relate to that definitely. Yeah.
Making her little movies and stuff.
She was going to college to study that, I think, in the film.
I love that.
But anyway, if you haven't seen it, go check it out.
Yeah, it's really good.
3 away from the million. You still have the 2 lifelines. I'm so excited. Will you be our 3rd millionaire? I never had that before ever.
I can't remember where I got last time.
I don't know where you got last time, but I think one time you did get to the 500,000 points. So here we go. 250,000.
I got pretty high once.
What is the name of the land wherein Mickey, Donald, and Goofy reside in the Mickey and the Beanstalk segment of the animated 1947 Disney Canon package film Fun and Fancy Free? Is it Merry Valley, Cheery Valley, Jolly Valley, or Happy Valley?
It's D, Happy Valley.
Final answer?
Yes.
That was a very quick answer to a package.
If I get it wrong, I'll be really surprised. I will be very unhappy.
Will you be happy or not? Your answer is correct. Good job. It is Happy Valley, which is, they get props in the naming department there.
Yeah.
Fun and Fancy Free. I mean, I definitely like the Mickey and the Beanstalk segment more than Bongo.
Oh, I don't like Bongo at all. That's such a weird. Say it with a slap. What?
It's very interesting.
So bizarre.
I mean, I guess what I like best is the Edgar Bergen scenes, but besides that, I like.
But he's so bad at ventriloquism. That was so shocking to me. I thought he would be really good, but he was terrible.
I think when
you could see his mouth moving all the time.
I think when you become a radio star, that's a big ventriloquist. You don't have to be that good.
But he's so famous for it. I thought he was going to be good, but he was terrible.
I think he was just famous because he reached a lot of people because of being a radio star. So they were
How
able
did
to.
they know on the radio that he was doing ventriloquism?
They just trusted him.
That's really
That's
funny.
pretty much it.
I
I
would think
know.
he'd have to be like out of vaudeville and stuff, and people would be like, "You suck at ventriloquism."
I mean, to be fair, I don't know who was the this like who was the model of best ventriloquism at the time to compare him to. So I don't think there was that much competition to go
I
to
guess,
overcome.
yeah.
But I mean, he's up to now. People still look up to him as one of the one of the most
Yeah,
famous
and that's
ventriloquists.
why I thought he would be good at it. And I'm like, he's terrible.
Gotta ask Candice Bergen what was going
Yeah.
on with your father. Rachel, you're two away from the
Oh my
million, and you
gosh.
have two lifelines. Let's keep going. 500,000 points. I know you got here before at a previous game. I don't remember which one, but one of them you did. Which animated Illumination Entertainment film score was composed by Danny Elfman?
Ooh,
Was it The Lorax, Sing, Secret Life of Pets, or The Grinch?
I have no idea. I
Okay,
guess 50-50.
we use a 50-50, and then you'll be left with a double dip. So I give it two wrong answers, The Lorax and The Grinch. You could use the double dip also if you want to. We could save it.
So, but I don't know that until I get it wrong, right? If it's double dip.
No, you have to decide first if you want to use it. So, like, if you say
Oh,
you're using it now, then you'd guess one answer, and then if you get it wrong, you guess another answer. Seeing as there's only two answers now, you're gonna get it right if you use double dip.
well, if I was gonna guess, it would be nice to save that double dip for the $1 million question.
That's true. But also remember, if you
I
get
was
this wrong,
going to say the Lorax just as a hunch. What the heck? I'm gonna say A, the Lorax. Final answer.
you're gonna save that double dip and go A, the Lorax final answer. Is this correct? Do you see the 1,000,000 point question, or is this the end of the game for you, Rachel? Your answer is wrong. I am
Oh,
so sorry. You leave with 32,000. It was the Grinch. The Grinch was the movie they got him to do the music for.
well, it's all right.
It wasn't meant to. So you leave with 32,000, but which is a great number to have. But like I said, since we've had millionaires already, there is no round two. So
At least it wasn't an Elks Lodge question.
at least it wasn't a Flintstones water buffalo lodge question. You're right. It wasn't a TV thing either. So there we go. Rachel, you played amazing though. You went all the way to the 500,000, which is something a lot of people don't even get to see. So that's great. And I hope you had fun. And before we
Did.
go, is there anything you want to say, or how can people find you online?
And I didn't really get to say. So my friend who I called his name's Mark Hoban. He has a site, Fast Film Reviews. It's a lot of fun, so you should check that out. But yeah, you can find me all over the place, Rachel's Reviews, and have a lot of fun just talking with my friends about stuff and writing my reviews. So check it out.
Yeah, I'll post links to that down below. And for everyone else, we only have one more episode for this season. Will the final episode give us our third millionaire for the season? Who knows? Stay in to find out. Take care. Bye.
Bye.